People of the world, welcome to your social media recap for today. We're going to be talking about 4 bills being introduced into the House of Representatives, all about big tech trying to curb some of their influence. Let's talk about the first one. This is a law against platforms giving preferences to their own products on their platforms. As an example, Google couldn't give preferential treatment to its own product in search, and Apple couldn't give preferential treatment to its own products. Think Apple Music versus Spotify. I couldn't say Apple Music gets better positioning. This information is coming to you from socialmediatoday.com, link in the description. There's another law that is potentially, I should say a potential law, which is a ban on digital platforms owning subsidiaries that operate on their platform if those subsidiaries compete with other businesses. I find that interesting because doesn't every business compete with at least some other business? The point, again, is to reduce preferential behavior. Another law, potential law, is a restriction on business mergers. So the gobbling up of, let's say, Facebook eating WhatsApp and Instagram, acquiring these assets, lawmakers are basically saying, look, we are going to put a check on that because you would have to demonstrate that the acquired company wasn't in competition with another product or service the platform already offers. That's a lengthy way of saying that the government is interested in getting their hands into acquisitions on the social media huge multi-billion-dollar stage, which this was only a matter of time that this sort of thing was going to happen. And then the last law is improved user data portability. This one I like more than all of the others because at the end of the day, it's my data. I should be able to move it from your platform to a competitor's platform and have it not be the end of the world because it's my data. This makes sense to me. So the government is really diving in to laws that are going to restrict the growth, the mergers, the acquisitions of these tech giants because they are saying enough is enough is enough. Now, free enterprise is one of the reasons why we are able to enjoy this incredible gift of living in the United States if you live in the United States. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, the United States is garbage, whatever. From my perspective, the fact that we have Google and Facebook, that we have Apple and these incredible tech companies in the United States, global reach is pretty incredible. Now, there are a million things they do wrong on a daily basis, and we could criticize Facebook and Google till the end of time. Every institution that grows to a certain size eventually has to fight governments because what the governments are beginning to realize is that these global institutions are more powerful than they are. They have to put some sort of check. Facebook's reach is very similar to the government of America's reach. It's global. And so the per capita GDP of America, and then you look at the influence of something like Facebook, and you see the interconnectivity of these things. In the end, we're going to have more and more and more politicians being elected because of this sort of restriction, or being ousted and not reelected because of this kind of restriction. There is, of course, a balance that will be struck. We are beginning to see what we're going to be hearing a lot of in the future, which is local government fights global entity. And each individual nation is going to have to do this. So you're going to have your Australian Facebook rules, your European Facebook rules. Different countries will set different precedents. Who's really more powerful at the end of the day? The multinational corporation or these little governments around the world that are trying to rein in these multinational corporations? I think this is the beginning of the dissolution of the power of the arbitrary lines we like to so cling to, which is to say that once a precedent is set in, say, Australia, that may affect Europe, that may affect America. And because the economy is so incredibly global at this point, think Fiverr, think the graphic designers you can get anywhere, think you can get a web developer working on your project in India. we're going to see the slow erosion of what was typically a very powerful national identity because everybody's on Facebook. How much different is it really that you happen to live in India? How much different is it really that you happen to live wherever? The internet binds us all. And so this is only the beginning of the bills that are going to continually try to fight back against this global expansion. Have a comment? Disagree with something I have to say? I'd love to hear you. Leave it in the comments below. Hit the like button for the algorithm. My name is Kellen Kautzman. I own Send It Rising, internet marketing, SEO, pay-per-click, social media, WordPress website development, all that stuff. We are the greatest agency in Las Vegas. Easily. Talk to you later.